YouTube, welcome back to another video. And since we're in the dead of the off season, I thought it would be fun to come in and we're gonna check out another article by Bleacher Report. And this time we're gonna be regrading the 10 biggest trades of the last 5 years. Now, over the last 5 years, there's been a lot of trades. You can see from the cover picture, Russell Westbrook was one of the biggest trades to happen. So I think this should be fun. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and yeah, just let me know down in the comments. It doesn't even have to be these 10 trades, but what is something like the most craziest trades that you thought have happened, whether it's the last 5 years or the last 10 years, or just like in the NBA in general throughout the history of the NBA. Just let me know down in the comments. But let's go ahead and hop straight into it. Just about every analyst and outlet is guilty of it. We always want immediate reactions to draft picks, free agency moves, and trades, but in the NBA is often, maybe even always, takes a little time to get a real grasp on how everyone involved made out. And that's what we have between us and some of the biggest deals of the last half decade. Okay, so they're basically saying, people want to overreact stuff, which is true. People want to overreact because, well, it is granted sometimes, as you see by the first player on the list, Kevin Durant to the Phoenix Suns is probably the biggest, honestly, with him requesting to get traded again out of Brooklyn. That whole Brooklyn team with Kyrie, James Harden, and KD, man, imagine what could have been. But yeah, KD to the Suns is one of the biggest trades. Let's go ahead and just look at the trade again in case we forgot. So we got the Brooklyn Nets receiving Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, 2023 first round pick, 2025 first round pick, 2027 first round pick, and 2028 first round pick swap. Oh wow, I didn't know that they had these many picks in the trade. It makes sense. I do remember them getting traded with all the picks. I just didn't even know it was this many. 2029 first round pick. The Phoenix Suns received Kevin Durant and TJ Warren. Also, a shout out TJ Warren, bucket. And let's see, next they're going to regrade it as an A plus. That's actually kind of crazy. Brooklyn super team setup had entirely unraveled by the time it negotiated the Durant trade. Getting so much for an unhappy 34-year-old who preferred a real coaching to one of the teams was always a big deal. Okay, so they get the Nets an A plus, and then the Suns get a regrade to a B. Honestly, I'm more so because we know how Brooklyn turned out. A lot of young pieces. They're probably going to be bad for a couple years to come out of this, but they got some good players and some young pieces, even though Cam Johnson is almost 30 at this point. But yeah, but then, Mikal Bridges, we saw how that turned out. He's in New York now. The Suns, let's see. It was a massive gamble at the time. It seemed even riskier now. Phoenix has changed the head coaches twice since the move, and despite making some nice acquisitions on the minimum market, since his roster is teeming with question marks and not enough wings. Yeah, even after this trade, that's one of the main things, even to this day, is the Phoenix Suns have not been able to put a very competent team because just the money aspect of it. Now they did pick up Tyus Jones in free agency, but they literally have been teetering on just picking up players on a minimal contract, and that's still the question today: is how will the Phoenix Suns turn out? Obviously, you still got Kevin Durant and you still got Devin Booker, so they're going to be decent. But having a full capable roster is something that they have struggled with since the trade. So I understand. Now let's go ahead and move on. Cleveland Cavaliers trade for Donovan Mitchell, a very good one. The Cavs get Donovan Mitchell. Utah Jazz get Ochai Agbaji. I forgot. This was when players was just getting traded for just pick swaps left and right. Just picks, like 5+ picks. One of the biggest ones I know gonna be on the list is going to be the Rudy Gobert one for sure. But yeah, so let's see. Cavs regrade, get a B plus. Cleveland grade will be subject to all sorts of revision history. Now the market has turned to an all-star. Don't give in to the temptation. Marketing wasn't headed down the path as a member of the Cavs. Utah has developed him as a high-volume play finisher amid liners with virtually zero ball dominance around him and streamlined spacing. His metric mid-career rise is a testament to him and the Jazz more than it is to the enlistment of the Cavs. Okay, let's see. And then they regraded the Jazz a A. Utah could not have hoped for a better return on Mitchell when factoring how well Sexton has played, and more critically, marketing stars sent. They were even able to use Agbaji in tandem with Kelly Olynyk to bag a 2024 first round. Isaiah Collier, who looks like he's going to be a decent player. So So yeah, I think this trade right here for sure definitely both sides benefited well. Now it was questions if Donovan Mitchell was going to stay with the Cavs, but we see offseason he got his extension. Laurie Marketing just got his extension and pulled one of the biggest plays, and I think it's just one of the biggest plays in free agent history. It's cool where he held off and signed his contract the day after, so he couldn't get traded next season. Like, 'cause, like it's a certain deadline, and if he would have signed his contract the day before, he was able to get traded next season, which it looked like the Utah Jazz were trying to do because every season, all season they've been trying to move him. But he signed it just the very next day, which made him qualify that he can't get traded at all. Which I think is cool that like the Jazz have a player that wants to stay in Utah. You know, Laurie's a good player. He wants to stay. So I think that's dope. So I think both teams really turned out well. In this situation, obviously the Cavs were the better team, but I just think with them having star players and both of them getting extensions, I think that both teams actually end up. This was a good trade for both sides, honestly. Next, we have Mavs trade for Kyrie Irving. Yes, yes, yes. The Dallas Mavericks received Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris. Brooklyn Nets received Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 2029 first round pick, 27 second round pick, and 29 second round pick. The Mavs regrade. They get an A plus. I would definitely agree the Mavs get an A plus with them actually just coming off a finals run, and even though Kyrie struggled second half almost every game in the playoffs, but we know Kyrie is Kyrie. Opinion on the Mavs acquisition of Irving at the 23 deadline were mixed. The cost was low with just a first rounder returning to Brooklyn for a player with legitimate superstar production. The risk, however, was high. Dallas was taking on perhaps the league's biggest active headache, someone with a reputation of unreliability who left 3 straight teams worse than he found them. That's kind of tough to put on Kyrie. You know, I mean, some stuff happened. We know some stuff happened, but that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to say that, but hey, you know, Brooklyn had no choice but to move on from the untenable situation, and it seemingly did well to get any future first rounders. You know, flash forward, and none of that could have been further from the truth. Irving settled in as a perfect secondary offensive weapon in support of Luka Doncic. He was, why did I just say Luka Doncic when it's just Doncic? When he was around, he embraced by his teammates, stayed in the line away from the court, and indispensable when the Mavs run to the 2024 finals. Yes, definitely for the Mavs, definitely one heck of a trade. And then Nets get a regrade on the B. Like I said, probably the same thing with the Kevin Durant. They got picks in this situation. They got picks. They're going to be bad, so those picks definitely want to help. So yeah, now we have the Timberwolves. Oh, they didn't have nothing for the Nets. They just said this would be all right. That's cool. That's cool with me. The Timberwolves, probably the most, not questionable, but probably one of the most talked about trades, just because we're gonna get into it. But y'all know the 5 first round picks or whatever it was for Rudy Gobert. But Timberwolves trade for Rudy Gobert. The trade: Minnesota receives Rudy Gobert, Utah Jazz receive Malik Beasley, Pat Bev, Jared Vanderbilt, Leonardo Bomaro. I have never heard him in my life. Draft rights to Walker Kessler, 2023 first round pick, 25 first round, 27 first round, 29 first round. Top 5 protected. Swap on the rights to 2026 first round pick. A lot of picks. This was a hot topic when Rudy Gobert got traded. Because a lot of people don't like Rudy Gobert. I mean, I'm a fan of Rudy Gobert, but a lot of people don't really like Rudy Gobert for some reason. The Wolves get a regrade of an A minus, which is true. Yes, it was a lot of picks, but adding one of the best defensive players of all time to your team, I mean, like, we saw how good they were, you know, like, we saw how good they were since this trade actually happened. To what, it's been 2 seasons now. They have some cap issues that's going to take place pretty soon, but adding Rudy Gobert to your team, they boosted the defense tremendously. The 5 first round picks, people are mad at it, but I mean, having a player his quality, yes, the offensive side, the ball is questionable, even though he's like 30 plus at this point, but him fitting into that lineup with Cat and Ant and Mike Conley and and the rest of the team, I mean, bringing him to your team, it's not as bad as people made it out to be, especially after the run that they had this season. So I agree. I definitely give it a minus. And let's see. The Jazz get an A plus. Utah's perspective is simple. The Jazz offloaded a costly veteran for an absolute mint, supercharging their rebuild. Even with Gobert playing as he has, the Wolves wouldn't come anywhere close to getting what the Jazz did if they were to trade the big man today. That is a win. Yes. I definitely agree. Next, we have the Kings and Pacers swaps of bonus and Halliburton. Oh wow, yeah. I feel like this happened so long ago, but yeah, this has only been the past couple of years. Why does it feel like this happened like a long time ago? Wow. Okay, Kings and Pacers swaps. So bonus for Halliburton. This is another one of the situations where I definitely agree that both teams turned out well. The Kings got something going on over there with Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox and just their whole roster. And the Pacers just had one heck of a run to the conference finals, and so I think both of these teams turned out well. But let's see what they said. The Pacers received Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson was a part of that trade. Wow, had no idea. Sacramento Kings received Domantas Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, who just retired, by the way. Shout out to Jeremy Lamb. 2023 second round draft pick that turned out to be Jordan Walsh. Okay, and great. The Kings get an A. The Sacramento Kings list of bad draft picks over the last few decades look like a CVS receipt. That is actually crazy, which is why it was shocking to see them trade Tyrese Halliburton, one of the few hits just a year and a half into his pro career. Halliburton had finished third in Rookie of the Year voting in 2020 and wanted to be a part of Sacramento. Later, crying for an hour after he was traded. Rarely do players share this kind of emotions after a trade, so it was refreshingly honest to hear a reaction to the move. Of course, things have worked out pretty good for both sides. Yes, like I said, definitely worked out. Then the Pacers get an A plus actually. The Halliburton has made 2 All-Star games in his pair of full seasons with Indiana led NBA in assists last year and was named the All-NBA third team. He landed a 5-year, $244 max contract and led the Pacers to the Eastern Conference Finals last season. One crazy not talked about season for Tyrese Halliburton, honestly. Domantas Sabonis has since led the NBA in rebounding in back-to-back years, was an All-Star 2022-23, and helped end the Kings' 16-year playoff drought. He signed a monster deal of his own, agreeing to a 5-year, the 217 raise and extension last summer. This is a rare blockbuster that wins for both parties. Halliburton would be the same player in Sacramento sharing the ball with Aaron Fox, which is definitely true. The Pacers have since traded for Pascal Siakam to take over Sabonis' old spot. The slight edge goes to India, given Halliburton is the best player in the deal, although both franchises should really feel good about this one. Like I said, yeah, both teams definitely turned out well in this one, so I agree. And then we have Russell Westbrook to the Lakers. Yes. This was when they was like, hey, let's try to get a big 3 going, and we know it didn't turn out the best, but let's see what they got to say. At that moment in time, I think a lot of people were grading this like a lot of overreactions to this trade, as it should be, because Russell Westbrook, LeBron, and AD was definitely a big 3 that everybody was like, oh, okay, this could do some damage. So I guess a lot of overreactions for sure. But the Lakers received Russell Westbrook, 24 second round pick and 28 second round. The Wizards received Kuzma, KCP, Montrez, and number 22 pick Isaiah Jackson in the 21 draft. Oh wow, hold on. Grade for the Los Angeles Lakers is a F. Oh, that's harsh. I would have put D minus after seeing what happened, but okay, we're not going to burn the lead here. The Los Angeles Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook was a decision that has haunted the franchise for the past 3 years. After winning the 2020 NBA title with groin injuries, Anthony Davis led the Lakers, being knocked out by the Phoenix Suns in 2021 first round, sparking the panic trade for a 30 star and Westbrook. What looked like a terrible fit at the time was made even worse by the fact that Westbrook still had 2 years and $91 million remaining. Oh, wow, his contract was that big? Wow, I had no idea. His first year salary, $44.2 million, represented 39% of the salary cap. Oh, wow. For the same players making $55 million today, that's actually insane. Okay, The Lakers would go a pitiful 33-49 in the 21-22 season, missing the playoff while Westbrook had a swing rating of minus 3.6, shot 29 we'll round up 30% from three, and turned the ball over 4 times a game. He was later traded halfway through the 22-23 season, as the Lakers had included their 27th first round pick to move Westbrook out of the package, highlighted by D'Angelo Russell. Okay. And then the Wizards get an A-. I would definitely say yes in this trade. The Wizards won, considering that Kuz is still a very good player. And even though the Wizards suck, the Lakers did too. And we see how that turned out. Russell Westbrook is going. So, okay. The Washington Wizards, however, still have Kuzma, who's a 20-point per game scorer, 7 rebounders, 4 assists, and 200 games following the trade, who's now on a really good contract, 3 years, 64. Contavious Cowboy Macho Hero will turn into something. Some modest draft picks and cash. Of course, simply getting off Russell Westbrook's massive contract would have been payment enough. At no point in this process did this have a chance to be in a good trade for the Lakers, and it will forever go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history. Why? One of the worst trades in NBA history? That's kind of harsh. That's kind of harsh, but I can definitely see where they're coming from with that. The Bulls trade for Vooch. So I'm really aging myself, because like this was the last 5 years. Are we for real? Wow. I had no idea. Okay then. This was a lot longer. Okay, but let's see. The Bulls get Vooch, Al-Farouq Aminu. Al-Farouq was a part of that trade. Wow. Okay. The Magic received Wendell Carter Jr., Otto Porter, 21 first round pick, which turned out to be Franz. Yeah. The Magic won this trade for sure. 23 first round pick. Jet Howard was later selected. Jet Howard was going to be a good shooter in this league. So yeah, and Vooch has Al-Farouq Aminu is actually out the league. I think he's retired at this point. Vooch he's a good center, but the Bulls suck. The Bulls get a D. Okay, makes sense. And then the Magic get an A. I don't really care too much about the Bulls because we know how that turned out. But the Magic, let's see. Meanwhile, Carter might simply be the better player than Vooch at this point. And more obviously, problem is that one of these draft picks turned into Franz Wagner, who could start making All-Star teams as early as this season. Yeah, that is true. The Bulls, my opinion on the Bulls, yes, like I said, the Magic definitely won the trade. The Bulls are stuck in this purgatory state where it's just like, what do? They got rid of DeMar DeRozan. They got Josh Giddey. Lonzo's back on the court. The Bulls have a fun team. It's just like they're not going to win anything, you know. Well, they're not going to compete for anything. So, and Vooch is Vooch is a good player. I like to classify Vooch is because everybody knows Vooch to be like a shooting big that can space the floor, but he's a false shooting big. You know, like he can hit the shots, but everybody thinks of Vooch as a shooting big, even though he doesn't shoot that well. You know, but like I said, the Magic won the trade for sure, so I definitely agree. 76ers trade for James Harden. Yes. 76ers received James Harden. Paul Millsap was a part of that trade. Whoa, I do not remember Paul Millsap being a part of that trade. Okay. And the Nets get Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, Ben Simmons, and a 23 first round pick. 27. Oh, Bryce Sensabaugh? That's not the guy. No. I'm thinking somebody else. But in a 27 first round draft, okay, the Sixers get a C plus. We have to get James Harden in here somewhere, right? Since January 2021, the man has been traded from the Houston Rockets to the Brooklyn Nets, from the Brooklyn Nets to the 76ers, and then from 76ers to the Los Angeles Clippers. Wow, that is one crazy run over the past couple years. Every one of these deals fits within the 5-year window established for this exercise, and while 3 are probably worthy of some retrospection, we'll settle on the second one here. Prior to Harden's most recent move to LA, it would have been pretty easy to lampoon on him from the Philadelphia perspective. He never went past the second round as a Sixer. By that time, he was on his way out. He was very publicly and aggressive calling the team president Daryl Morey a liar. Yeah, that whole saga was actually crazy. We still don't know why all that happened, but it's speculated that he was promised some money, he didn't get it. So, and the Nets get a D. Why do? Okay, well, let me look at the trade again. I'm trying to see. They get Seth Curry. Okay, Andre Drummond. They're both no longer on the team. Ben Simmons is still there. Okay. I can agree. You know, compared to the other two trades for Kyrie and Kevin Durant, the Nets didn't come out too well on this one, so I understand the D. All right, so let's go. The Nuggets trade for Aaron Gordon, probably, man, probably one of the most impactful trades. One of the most impactful trades of the last 5 years. The Nuggets receive Aaron Gordon, Gary Clark, who is Gary Clark in the league? So I haven't heard his name in forever. And the Magic get Gary Harris Jr., RJ Hampton, in a 2025 protected first round pick. The Nets get an A. I'm not Nets. The Nuggets get an A plus. We don't even have to read another, so we know why they got an A plus. They went on to win the championship. Aaron Gordon, valuable piece in that team, so we know why. So they didn't even grade the Magic. All right, okay, and the Clippers for Norman Powell. I mean, is this something to really talk about? We'll just go over it briefly because this one isn't really nothing crazy. Clippers receive Norman Powell, Robert Covington. The Blazers get Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and a 25 second round draft pick. The Clippers get a B plus because they definitely won this trade for sure. Norman Powell still one of the most absolute buckets in the NBA. And then the Nets, I mean not Nets, regrade for the NBA a D. Wow. Okay, they didn't even. Okay, they didn't even care to regrade the Blazers, but all right, there we have it. You know, that was interesting. Like I said, probably the most impactful one in my opinion would have to been Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets because, like I said, win the championship. But y'all let me know down in the comments if your favorite team is on this list. What do you think about any of these trades or just any trades in general? But if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'm gonna catch you next video. It's been your boy G. We out of here. Peace.